Hello reception, this is our Freeflow challenge for today. Now today's challenge is very messy, so you might need to get a tray or an old towel like I've got, or you might need your messy mat. So if you have something that you can do messy things on, make sure you have that. The other thing you're going to need is some paper. So it can be old newspaper, old magazines, or just some paper that you have in your house, any kind of paper. The other thing you'll need is a little bit of flour, a little bit of water, and a balloon, or you can use some paper, newspaper or paper, that you can scrunch up into a ball shape. So if you don't have a balloon, don't worry, you just need to make a ball shape with some paper. And what we're going to do is called papier mache. So the first thing you'll need to do is we need to make a paste for our papier mache. So that's why you need flour and why you need water. And what you do is you put just a little bit of water into the flour. Okay, so just a little bit, a couple of drops, and that's enough. Now what we need to do is mix it with our spoon, and it should start to make a paste. If you don't have enough water, you can always add a little bit more, or you can always add a little bit more flour if you put too much water in there. So I think I need a little bit more water. And the other thing you can do, if you don't want to use flour, but if you have glue in your house, you can mix a little bit of glue with some water to make your paste. Now, if your flour starts to go like this and kind of curdle up and get hard, that just means you need some more water. So it needs to be quite watery. Right, so for your paste to be ready, it needs to look like this, so quite runny. That means your paste is ready. Now, what you do next when your paste is ready is you need to make some strips of paper. So the paper that you're using, newspaper, whatever paper it is, tear it into strips like this, and then they're ready to go on your balloon or your ball of paper. So to do our papier mache, we need to get a strip of paper, dip it all the way into our paste. We can use our spoon to keep our hands a little bit less messy. Make sure it's covered on the two sides, so it should drip like this. Now this is why you need your messy mat or your tray, because it's going to go everywhere. Then when you have it all wet on both sides, then you put it on your balloon or on your big scrunched up ball. Now you will need to cover your balloon or your scrunched up ball of paper all the way around. And when it's covered all the way around, if you're using a balloon, keep a little bit at the top free. So don't cover it this part, okay? So you have to keep going until it's all covered. So I'm going to do a bit more. Dip it both sides, cover my balloon. I keep going, overlapping the paper so that it crosses and it gets, it's really strong. Now this activity takes a long time, so you need to have a lot of patience. But you can stop it and start it and keep coming back to it. You can also use your hands to cover the paper in your paste. Now it's important that you cover the all of the paper and all of the balloon with the paper, so that when it dries you can burst the balloon and you'll have made something. Now You can't just cover it in one time with paper. You have to cover it lots of times. So like I said, this takes a long time. But when it's finished, it's amazing. So you keep covering your paper. Use your spoon if it's too tricky. And you keep going all the way around. And when you've done it the whole way around, then you have to let it dry. So it does take a long time, but it is really good. So when you're making your paper mache, make sure you keep going. You cover all of your balloon or all of your scrunched up piece of paper. The smaller your balloon is, or your paper is, the quicker the activity will be. Then you need to do it a couple of times so that the paper is really thick. Then you let it dry. And then after a day or so, it's ready to paint. So if you make it, first you need to make the paper mache, and then next week together we can paint it. So I can't wait to see your amazing creations on tapestry. And have patience because it takes a little bit of time. Remember, it's messy, so make sure you can clean up after yourself. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye everybody.